Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 Will Byers theories that I have kind of accumulated over season 5 volume 1. So let's get into it. The first theory I have is that Will Byers is going to be turning evil. Now the reason I have this is we can all probably remember the scene where Will is kind of turning into Vecna. I mean, he does like the whole hand thing, he has bloody nose, all of that type of jazz. And Vecna comes to visit him, but the images we got and the lines we got from the trailer did not happen during that scene, even though it was the same scene.
You are going to help me. One last time.
So it got me thinking, well, when is this scene gonna happen? When are these lines? And if you also remember from the teaser trailer a while back, Vecna says found you after the skin is like ripping apart.
Found you.
He does not say that when the skin is ripping apart in volume 1. So I was just curious, when are those lines going to come? And now what I'm thinking is in the beginning of volume 2, we're gonna see like them kind of trying to understand Will, trying to figure out why he's like this, like try to get him a little stronger. And then Vecna's going to find like them and then like be like, William, you're gonna help me one last time. And then Will is going to turn to the evil side. And then at the end of like volume 2, Will is going to kill someone in the group. So like I'm thinking like Jonathan, because I feel like that'd be super sad, but it wouldn't be like Joyce because that's the mom. Like I think Jonathan would be very sad. It could also be like Nancy, I think it could be, or somebody else, but I don't think it will be any of the 3 people. I kind of talked about this in a theory video that's coming up, so I'm not really gonna dive into that, but I don't think it would be Mike, even though I feel like it could be. I just, from my other theory, I don't think that's going to happen. Now I think Will in the finale is going to realize that he can fight this and he's his own Vecna. Like he doesn't have to be that way. So he turns good and then turns on Vecna and kind of kills Vecna, but in the end killing himself as well. And I think that'd be a really sad ending, but I'm almost like 100% sure it's gonna happen. Especially the first part. Maybe not the killing Vecna and himself, but I really think that Will is going to turn evil, especially because where else would those lines be used? You know what I mean? So I think that's a pretty solid theory I have. Okay, so my next theory is a little bit of a controversial one, and also one that some people may get pretty defensive over because it is ships and everybody loves their ship, including me. I'm very passionate about my ship too. My kind of idea is that Byler was confirmed to not happen, and I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and I'm okay with that, but the scene where Robin is kind of talking to Will and like saying like, oh yeah, I like Tammy Thompson, but Tammy liked Steve Harrington. I think that's kind of alluding and Robin trying to hint to Will that Mike likes 11 and 11 is kind of like Steve in this situation, and Mike is kind of like Tammy in this situation, and Robin is like Will. I think she's trying to say that, like, you know, Mike is straight and he's not feeling it. I think she was trying to say that, and like I think she was also trying to say that like she was like, he can find somebody better, he can find somebody who really understands him, who really shares the same types of feelings. And I think some people might reference the scene where Mike is talking to Will and saying like, it's before the tunnel scene where he's saying like, oh, you could be a good Vecna. And I see that. I think that could be something, but personally I think Will and Robin kept having that had that talk earlier where they were saying like the avalanche effect, where, you know, it's little things and then it builds up. I think in that scene before the tunnel scene, Will was trying to build it up, and I think Mike just didn't reciprocate. And I think Robin, I keep wanting to call her Maya. Robin like saw that and wanted to talk to Will about that. I also think that some people, I saw this online, and I'm like, I understand this, and I was like a little bit surprised, but I kind of started thinking about it a little more. Some people were saying that Mike didn't seem to care that Elle was in the Upside Down, and I just think that's a little ironic, because in the past couple seasons before this, everybody's been saying, oh, we want Elle independent, we want her to break up with Mike so she can be independent. And now she's being independent, and people are saying that Mike doesn't care. And I just think that's kind of crazy, because I mean, his sister just got lost, his like innocent sister that literally can't do anything, and Elle has been training for like what, so like 2 years, maybe more, and now people are saying she's like not, or Mike's not caring, which I don't think is the case. I think he's just trust her. He knows that his sister's out there defenseless and weak, and Elle is strong and capable. So I think he's almost grateful that she went in there, like, to save his sister, because he loves his sister, and he knows that Elle will be fine, and he doesn't know that for Holly. I think in the scene in episode 1 when Mike runs up to give Elle a hug, and they kind of talk on the rooftop, I think that furthermore shows that they're probably endgame, and I think Will is going to find some self-realization and maybe open up, but probably I don't think Mike will reciprocate those feelings. Will I be enormously upset if he does reciprocate? No, I just think it would be an odd way to go about it, because I mean, they've built up this relationship the entire show, like since season 1 they've built up this, and I know some people think that's the same for Byler, but Mike has always been just a good friend. But I don't think Byler's gonna happen, but I respect everybody else's opinions, and personally I love to debate about stuff, and like in a healthy way. So if you guys want to like come down below your opinions, I will 100% respect them as long as you respect me. And I am not trying to throw shade at anybody that like said these opinions. I just think like that's my opinion. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, you know? And I do see where they're coming from, and I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to hate on them or like mudsling at them, but it's just not my personal opinion.
Turn around, look at what you see in her face.
Make believe I'm everywhere.